Hello to you, fellow being. Infinite Spiral here, and we're back again in Kerbal Space Program. So today we are going to take on kind of an interesting challenge. We're going to make it more complicated than it needs to be, but that's part of the fun. So we've got Val Kerman stuck in orbit from the moon to Kerbin, and we're going to accept a second rescue mission. I guess it'll be Andy Kerman, that works. So we're going to try and do a dual rescue. Okay, so Andy is stuck here. Oh, he has a craft. That's nice. And I'm not allowed to go check it out until we get close enough, but that is very interesting. I was expecting that he would just be stranded in his spacesuit. But yeah, so we're going to build a new craft, or at least modify an existing craft, in order to have 2 open capsules. And we're going to get that thing up, grab this guy from orbit, and then extend our orbit out to here, try and grab Val. We aren't going to try and match this orbit. And in fact, before we do any of that stuff, we're going to go back to the map screen, which we left unnecessarily, and we are going to go back to Val. So, she is stuck here in this orbit with no fuel from last episode. She's got all of this science from landing on the moon, and can't do anything with it. So, we are going to get to the map screen and warp to periapsis. And once there, we're going to do something interesting. Hopefully it works out for the best. I think it will. I'm not entirely certain just how much monopropellant she... Well, I know how much she has, I just don't know how far it's going to go. But we are going to do an EVA. And just double check real quick. Take data. There we go. We want to take everything that was in there, which was all the science from the moon, and we're just going to leave the craft. See you later. And let's see. Kerbin is there. We are going this way around, which means we're going to burn in this direction. Not burn, but jet, I suppose. So, what have we already done? We've brought that orbit down to 8.8 million. Yeah, this is going to work fantastically. Alright, so we gotta check again, just make sure we have everything right. I think that's the direction. It's tough when you don't have a nav ball. And we don't want to go too far, because we absolutely have enough monopropellant to deorbit her entirely and crash her into the planet. And that would just be disastrous. Nobody wants that. She doesn't have a parachute. She can't even survive re-entry. That's horrible. I mean, she couldn't survive landing, but she couldn't even survive entering the atmosphere. She would burn up. Alright, we're down to 3.8. Keeping at it. Yeah, this is definitely working. Oh man, if we could actually get into that orbit with her, how amazing would that be? It might even be worth a try. So I'm hoping that this attempt at a dual rescue mission isn't too overambitious, but it seemed like it might be fun. And we're almost out of the propellant, so maybe we actually don't have enough for a full deorbit. Maybe I was panicking for no reason, but ooh, that's pretty nice. I'm thinking we should actually fast forward and do our continued maneuvering at the periapsis again. So let's get over there. And panic mash the time warp undo button. Alright, so we're going that way. On the dark side of the planet, and we need to be aiming right there. Okay, so kind of make a triangle between that little cluster of stars and this star. Planet is there. There's the cluster, and there's that star. So it was right about there. Okay. Handy dandy sky tricks. And we will do this. Yeah, we're already out. That was probably unnecessary to even bother with that, but now, now we have this much more manageable orbit to deal with. And it has a slight eccentricity to it, but it's not too terribly uncontrollable. What the fuck is the word? Not too terribly we can deal with it. That's what I'm trying to say. We can handle that. Alright, back to the Space Center. And of course it's nighttime now, but let's make sure that we have both contracts, yes. And let us go modify our craft. Okay, that looks good. Hopefully those don't break off during our exit. If they break off during re-entry, I think that will be fine. If I had a smaller decoupler, stack decoupler. If I had a smaller stack decoupler, I would probably separate more of these small things and just drop them individually into the atmosphere and give them smaller parachutes and do blah blah blah. So, this is the Harbglarbulus Rescuer. Let's check staging, make sure everything works. That's all good. Okay. Here fucking goes. And because I don't have any Kerbal pilots, I'm just using this probe core here. I am not going to have use of SAS, unfortunately. Yep. No operational SAS modules and no pilots aboard. So, here we go. Alright, everything seems okay so far. Yes, good. Stage 2, successful so far. And we're turning more than I would like. Get back towards... oh god. Things are happening. Oh, the fuck. Oh god. Well, we're boned. Oh, lovely. There's no longer any control. The probe core has detached. Yes, yes. For some reason, I'm able to affect the throttle with the full and cut throttle keys, but that doesn't matter because I can't stage. I cannot do anything at all. Just double check. Nope. Okay, well, that tells me all I need to know about that. Okay, well, perhaps if we use the Octo, we will have more success. It has built-in SAS. I did not realize that previously. We are still underweight. Yes, good. We need to put our solar panels back on. Now, I don't know if those were what caused the... I think it was just the fact that we were tilting that caused the detachment of the previous core. So, with SAS, that should not happen, hopefully. I guess there's only one way to really know. So let's do it. Here goes nothing. Alright, and we're actually gonna give this a little bit of time to decelerate before we engage this next stage, just to hopefully not snap everything off that's on top. Oh, this does not have good enough control. Even with the SAS, it's just not enough. That's gonna snap off again. Or is it? Oh, come on. Come on, get control. Oh god, that's bad. Oh god, it held together. You can drop that. Throttle up. Okay, well, we have control now. Let us... Fuck yes, okay. Alright, we're in business. Lovely. So we are burning for the equator. Get that orbit. Oh, it's so much nicer having SAS. I love it. Alright, so this is going to go through that fuel pretty goddamn quickly. Let's check our trajectory. And cut throttle. Because we are nowhere near that apoapsis. And yeah, that apoapsis is way above that orbit. But I think, yeah, we'll burn at apoapsis. We'll go for the outer one first. Alright, so here we go with that. And how's our electricity? Oh, it's just fine. Alright, so that's starting to come out. We're going to run out of fuel on this stage pretty soon here, at least. Damn nighttime missions. That's what I get for not time warping into the day, alas. We can at least get this galactic silhouette. Very nice. Picturesque, I suppose. And there goes the fuel. Okay. Onward to the final stage, and the far more efficient throttle, or engines, excuse me. Throttle. And again, we probably should have started burning sooner than this because these are much less powerful, and we're going to pass the apoapsis, but I think everything will be fine. We're going to go ahead and fast forward our way until we have an actual orbit. I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, so we've got our orbit established, and it just intersects with this inner orbit. I'm thinking we should make an attempt to rendezvous with him first, just so we don't end up wasting fuel. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But we're going to fast forward until we get a little bit better of an alignment in our respective orbits. Okay, so he's gotten a lot closer. He's catching up every revolution that we've... not revolution, every rotation... No, it is revolution. Every revolution we make around this thing, he catches up more and more because his orbit is inside of ours. And I am going to quick save right now, just in case this next pass is too much and he passes us. Not because, you know, it's something that can't be fixed. It's just that it's really time-consuming to repeatedly, you know, wait for him to catch up or have me catch up and mess around with the time warping constantly. Because you're limited based on your proximity to the planet, obviously. And I was correct to do that quick save, so... Alright, back to the quick load. So what we want to do is bring our orbit down a bit, and that actually is wasteful, but hopefully not too wasteful. It's not going to cost a lot of fuel. In fact, it doesn't matter that it's not costing a lot of fuel, because this is an ambitious mission, and we can't afford to be wasteful. So back to the quick save. So we're going to scrap that original idea, and... well, actually, that was the secondary idea, and we're going to go back to the original idea, which is to save Val first. So, at the periapsis, we're going to push our apoapsis out to her orbit. Alright, we have a slight crossing right there, which is actually quite fine with me, and we do need to fix the eccentricity as well. So that's going to be another thing that we do visually. It looks like we cross right about where she is, not quite, like right here. Alright, so we're going to add a maneuver there and burn north. And just try to line that up as perfectly as we can. Like so. So that gets us pretty decently close. Not perfect, but close. Alright, so when we get there, that is a 4-second burn that we are 1 minute away from. Let's just do that real quick. Like so. Alright. That's good enough. We can kill that. And now we are going to do... Actually, we might catch up on this rotation. That might be beautiful. So let's go ahead and quick save again real quick. Beautiful. And let's just find out what happens as we approach her orbit. Oh, wow. That's really nice. That's really, really nice. Okay. I don't know what our exact distance is from each other, but I definitely like this approach. She is 24 kilometers away, and she cannot maneuver to me. Oh, why am I such a fool? Why did I not leave her with anything to use to get to the ship? Oh God. Okay, well, let's fast forward a bit. We're still getting closer. And she gets past us, and then we go faster than her. Oh man, I feel like such a dumbass. Oh man, you're a man. Alright, well, you know what? We're gonna go back to the quick load. So, we've been at this for a while, and sort of messed around with a lot of different approaches. This is probably like this 5th or 6th time I've made this quick load. But I do seem to be getting the hang of how to get an intersection with Val. It's really difficult because I stupidly didn't leave her any propellant to work with. If she still had stuff in her tanks, this would be just so much easier to deal with. But because she has nothing, this is basically almost impossible. But I've apparently decided that I'm worthy of the challenge, which I'm probably not. If another half an hour or so goes by, and we don't have it by then that's going to be the end of the attempts. So we're going to translate our orbit to be inside of hers, but roughly matching it. We're going to do a groundward burn, just to bring that apoapsis into her vicinity, like so. And, yeah, that's fully inside, that's good. And then we are going to burn prograde in order to more fully match her orbit. And once we get that established, we will be lower on fuel, and having not yet even successfully gotten to her, I'm not entirely sure whether or not we're going to have enough fuel after doing so to even get back to the planet, let alone futz about with the other orbit. But so now we are inside her orbit entirely, but not by an insane amount. In fact, we should push that just a little bit further. Just a tiny, tiny bit. We want to be as close to her orbit as possible without actually going outside of it or matching it. Okay, that's it right there. So it kind of seems like we go... No? No, I was going to say it seems like we cross it, but we don't. We just have a slightly wrong inclination. Just barely. So we'll set her as the target. And at this ascending node, we will make a correction. So we will need to be pointing south in order to do that. And we're approaching that right now. So, okay, so we're at the 180, and we will fast forward until the ascending node. Like so, and now we will burn to get that. Okay, there we go. 0 degrees difference now between us. Probably would have been, it definitely would have been better to stop when the ascending and descending nodes were on the let's say the 3 and the 6 as opposed to the 12. Sorry, the 3 and the 9 as opposed to the 12 and the 6. But anyway, so we need to catch up to her, which we're going to do just via time warp. Okay. And here we are. Now we've got an approach right there at 6.8 kilometers, and then at that point we pass her, it looks like. So we want to make our maneuver pretty close to that. And we're going to basically try and burn straight towards her, which is a skyward burn. 6.9, 6.8. Well, I thought it was a skyward burn, but that seems to be the wrong approach, so never mind. We're gonna just keep winging it as we approach her. Oh, we're outside of her orbit, that's what's going on. That's the problem, okay. My mistake. But I believe we will... Yeah, that's where we cross paths, and then I'll be catching back up to her, like so. And we are very close. Yeah, we're about... Okay, looks like I actually did pass her. Okay, so now we're going to do a skyward burn, basically straight at her. And that's at 1.4, keeping it up. 1.3, keep burning straight at her. 1.1. So at a point, I think we're actually going to be so close that we can't even really use the map screen to be doing this maneuvering. And at that point, 0.7, at that point we're going to have to do everything sort of by sight. 0.6, this is good. Fuel, not terrible. 0.6 still. So that there's not much further that can go. Because basically we're accelerating more and more the difference between us, between our relative speeds. So we're going to leave it there and get ready to burn groundward as we enter the same orbit as her. And let's go ahead and start that now. We're just killing off of the relative speed right now. And we're going to go straight groundward now. That... Okay, now let's just keep on going until we get that down to about 0. like so. Okay, so now we're traveling the exact same velocity. So she is right there, 700 meters away. So now we're gonna have to do this strictly by visuals. Might be easier if we lock the camera in a chase mode, but that doesn't seem to be something that they are allowing us to do. So looks like, yeah, we can do it like this. Just ignore the nav ball entirely, basically, and do this manually. Alright, we don't want to do this too fast because we don't have any RCS, so we can't just, you know, automatically burn backwards. We actually have to flip around and burn the opposite direction, which makes this exceedingly difficult. With RCS, this would be a lot more possible. But that is not something that we set this mission up to do correctly. So we're going to go ahead and get closer and closer. Okay, now I'm going to do a burn in that direction just to match her because she is coming down a little bit. And still approaching. Okay. So now we will fast forward again as she approaches more and more. Okay, so close. So very, very close. Drifting right towards me. Alright, time warp is off. She is right down there. We can do this. We can do this. We're going to rotate just so we know our orientation. And burn straight towards her while killing off a bit of that relative speed. Nope, that was the wrong way. She's passing us. Okay. This is a very interesting challenge. Alright, Val. We are... Oh god, I can't even turn her. This is bad. This is real bad. We have to, like, rotate this thing around just in a way that lets her... God, I just knocked her. Shit. Oh, why did I use all of her fucking propellant? God, how dumb. How incredibly stupid. There's no way to stop her from tumbling. This is just like gravity. This is horrible. Oh no. And she is going towards us again. Ugh. So hard to keep track of my orientation. Alright, 0.1 meter per second. I think that is a slow enough speed to be able to handle this. And try and line up the pod so that she can grab it as she passes by. Alright, rotate a little bit more. Right there. Alright, Val. Get ready. This is... Oh my god. We're gonna time warp a little bit. Oh, that stops the spin! Oh! That's a neat trick. Okay. Okay, I can work with that. Alright. I can absolutely work with that. I didn't know that that would do that. Okay, well, we're gonna burn down. Just to get closer again. Since obviously the relative motion changes as we orbit around the planet. This was a bad attempt. And there she bounces. We just need to rotate it the right way. And switch to her. Grab it! Oh, so close! Oh my god. This is so dumb. Okay. Alright. Come on. Drifting the wrong way, crap. Oh man, I really wish I could control both of them at the same time. That would make this so much easier. Val, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I screwed you by taking away all of your propellant in an attempt to make this easier. I am so dumb. All is not lost. We can keep attempting this. This is so close. Perhaps if we turned off SAS... No. That's a bad idea. Alright. You good? Nope. Nope. Okay, I thought that was it. Damn, my lack of a three-dimensional interface that would make all this depth perception would make this easier as well. Yes, it certainly would. Okay. So we're just gonna nudge that right up there and switch and grab. Oh, fuck yes! Quick save. That's amazing. Okay. Oh my god, now. Can we get back to the planet, let alone save the other guy on this launch? Oh my god. Okay. Val is in the ship. I can't even believe that that worked. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so that... To bring that down is... Oh, it doesn't have a correct burn estimate because I've only been using the slightest amount of thrust in all of these rescue attempts. So let's cancel that, set another one, and just bring that... You know what? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it from the apoapsis, just to use as little fuel as possible. So bring the periapsis down to the intersection point, and we'll also have to fix the inclination on that. And we'll do that as we cross the plane right... I mean, this would be easier with, you know, ascending and descending nodes, but I like to know ahead of time when things are going to happen, like right about there. So yes, we are setting that as the target. Oh, and that's when we get the ascending and descending nodes. Duh! Gotta have a target in order to have nodes. That makes sense. And hey, I had estimated the spot exactly. So that's wonderful. Alright, so let us get to that apoapsis and burn retrograde. So it's... Okay, it's a 10-second burn, which we do have, which is fantastic. So we can get rid of that. We don't need it. We're just going to go visually as we approach this apoapsis, which is 20 seconds away. And we'll just fast forward a tiny bit and start our burn now. His apoapsis, well, he's 74 to 86. So we'll drop that down to there. That's 82, and that intersects, which is fine. Just fine. And at the ascending node, then we will do a southward burn, which is at the 180 degree mark. Right over there. Yep. I don't know which is normal and which is anti-normal, but that's okay. Alright, now we can make that burn as we approach the node. Now. Like so. 0 degrees. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do our best to intersect with Andy's craft, and this will be so much easier because I'm pretty sure Andy's going to have propellant, and he'll be able to just fly right over and hop in. No problem. But how much fuel do we have? That much. Okay. So we can't mess around too much with this. Although, honestly, as long as we can bring... Yeah, we're fine. At the periapsis, we will bring the apoapsis down to just outside of Andes. And that will have us crossing paths multiple times in the orbits. And so that is a 22-second burn. And that's cutting it a little closer. If we can get our orbit... We're going to quick save right now. If we can get our orbit down to that point and still have enough fuel to maneuver things, then that will mean that we're close enough to atmosphere to actually bring it down just into atmosphere, and then the atmosphere will do the rest of the braking for us. So let us hope and pray. Let's warp to the node. Can we do that? Yes, warp to next maneuver. Alright, and that stops us 1 minute out. And we've got a 22-second burn. So we'll start that at T-minus 11. Like so. And good enough. Let's kill that off. Okay, so we are going to bring it just a little bit further down. How's our fuel? Ooh, very close. And I do not like it. I do not like it one bit. Alright, that's about as much as I'm willing to do. So, right now, where's Andy? Oh, he's there. So he needs to catch up to us, which means that at this apoapsis, you know, I'm not willing to mess with it. Yeah, I keep second guessing myself. So at the apoapsis, we're going to burn a prograde and get our full orbit outside of his, just so he can catch up to us. And we'll proceed from there. And just to double check, yes, we're still at 0 degrees difference. So, prograde burn, we do, like so. Bring that periapsis out beyond. Okay. No, not quite. It's tough to tell because they're almost in the exact same spot. But yes, our full orbit seems to be outside of his. Almost. So we still have intersections, but we're mostly outside. So he will catch up to us over time, and we will time warp to that very, very slowly. Damn these low altitude time warps. So you at least get the added benefit of me being able to fast forward things for you. This is the speed that I'm stuck at. But I suppose I shouldn't complain. I did sort of choose this for myself. I did it to myself by choosing this extra challenging dual mission. Alright, so we are very nearly there after we pass this point now. Yes, so he's going to catch up on this revolution. So what we are going to do, still at 0.0, that's good. I mean, it's not like it would change, we haven't made any maneuvers at all. But here he comes, slowly but surely. Distance is 15 kilometers and closing. Okay, nope, time warp, end. He already passed us. That's okay though. So now we are going to burn retrograde relative to our orbit, not to him, which is at the 270 mark. And that will bring our periapsis, or apoapsis down, bring everything down. Okay, so now we have an intersect on his orbit, which is just fine. And as we get to that, we will do... God, so little fuel. So very little fuel. But okay, here we are at the crossing. Good. And we are inside of his orbit now. And we'll be catching up slowly. That is the halfway point, roughly. So now we'll do another retro burn, which is, again, at the 270. And there. That should bring our full orbit inside of his. Nope, not quite. Get in there. Okay, and that has us separated at 1 kilometer, which is beautiful. Because currently we are 8 kilometers apart, but we are approaching quickly. So when we get to that intersect point, we are just going to hop over and control him, because I think that will be far, far easier. So here it comes. Warp a little more, and end the warp right there. So that's close enough. Andy is... Where'd he go? Where'd you go, Andy? There you are. So yes, he is escaping from us at this point. And there he is, trapped in his cockpit. Oh, Andy's a she. Never mind. Ignore that he bit. Yeah, I don't know what that transfer thing was. That was interesting. But, yep, no electricity, no monopropellant. Dear God, I hope you have some of your own. You do. Okay. You scared me for a second. Alright. So there we go. We have control. And we are going to the Harbglarbulus Rescuer. And that will be so insanely easy in comparison to that other mission. Oh man, grabbing Val was difficult. It was very unreasonable. So we're just going to time warp a bit, and clearly we need some downward thrust. And fast forward some more, and approaching. Let's try and match velocities. Alright, good. Catching up. Beautiful. Hello, Harbglarbulus Rescuer. Consider me rescued. Andy and Val are both safe. Ha! I did it! Now, the real question is whether we have enough fuel to deorbit. I think we do. Not entirely certain about that, but I do think that we have that ability. So let us unset that target and burn retrograde at the apoapsis, even though this whole thing is roughly circular. Actually, it's not. We already enter atmosphere a tiny bit, but that makes me even more hopeful, because now that we're at the apoapsis, we burn retrograde, and periapsis at 50. That's just fine with me. In fact, so we need to recover them, and we still have some fuel. Yeah, we will go ahead and bring that periapsis even further down, about there, 37. Don't want to go higher, or don't want to go lower than that. I've been warned about re-entry and the very negative effects that it can have. Apparently I've gotten extremely lucky with my parachutes saving me. So we're gonna go And fast forward as we approach, hopefully, the light side of the planet. Maybe not. Oh yeah, perhaps this is definitely on the light side, but we have already entered... Yes, we have already entered the atmosphere, just a little bit. So we should be able to do a physics time warp. Yes, there we are. And we just need to keep an eye on our velocity here, because it's currently still increasing. Once it starts decreasing, then we'll know that the atmosphere is thick enough to really be affecting us. That atmosphere that we're approaching, as we also approach the light side, that's what we're seeing there. That is morning. And there's the sun. Yep. Lovely. Oh, man. I absolutely cannot believe that we managed to get both of them back. I mean, I can kind of believe it because that was the plan all along, but I'm super happy about it, is what I'm saying. Okay, so we are still approaching the periapsis, yes? Oh yeah, we got a ways to go before we're there. And it is dropping. We are already being affected by the atmosphere. So, let's go ahead and deploy parachutes now. And they're already lined up the right way. And disengage SAS. We're going to physics time warp until we see aerodynamic effects happening. And the second that starts is the second that we stop being in physics time warp. Because I really don't want to risk these guys burning up burning up on re-entry. That would be most unpleasant. Oh yeah, so we have already deorbited for sure. Oh, okay, out of time warp. Holy shit, that was dangerous. Okay. Nothing disastrous is happening yet. Heat shields would have been a good idea, but we didn't consider that soon enough. We didn't design that in. I'm not entirely certain how to make heat shields really function, because I don't know, it seems like... Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Okay. No disaster. I am happy. Alright. Down to the ocean we go. Pretty sure that those 4 parachutes will be enough to get us safely in the water and not explode. Let's find out. Alright, exiting time warp for the opening of the parachutes, which is happening now. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going slow enough for a safe landing. Beautiful. Let's get into the water. I don't know if this probe core can withstand being wet. I suppose it can withstand the vacuum of space. There's no real comparison between those two things, never mind. Alright. And down for the landing. Gorgeous. Nothing broken. Not even a solar panel. Uh-huh. Recover vessel. Fucking amazing. We have earned 225.7 science from that recovery mission. Oh, I love it. Yes. Yes. And got some parts from recovered funds. Or funds from recovered parts, rather. Sorry, I'm overwhelmed. I can't believe this actually happened. Valentina got some nice XP there. She did land on the moon, after all. Oh, yes. A successful double rescue. Beautiful. It only took a few hours, but it was done, and it was great. I hope you enjoyed. I'm Infinite Spiral, this is Kerbal Space Program. If you enjoyed what you saw here, go ahead and leave a like. If you'd like to see more, go ahead and subscribe, and we will see you in the next exciting episode. Thanks for watching.